Yeah, good morning. In this session, I would like to demonstrate an example of how to regress an experimental data. In fact, in this problem, I have taken TXY data with respect to this system, benzene and cyclohexane at 101.33 kilopascals. In fact, I have taken this data from Aspen data itself. So this is the source for this particular type of data. Now, using this data, whatever may be the model that you are interested in, so you should be in a position to use that particular model and use this data to regress the parameters involved in that model. So let me show you how to handle this particular problem in Aspen. So let us define the two components that we are interested in, benzene and then cyclohexane. Let me call this as maybe CH. So having selected the components, let us go to the next step, choose the model. Let us say I would like to handle uniQuack. Next. So please have an idea on this. These are the two parameters Aij and Aj, which are 0, which are absent for this model. And Bij and Bji, this is the second level of parameters, and Cij and Cji, third level, Dij and Dji, fourth level. So we have in this model only two parameters, Bij and Bji. So we need to look at them. Now before we go with regression, first of all we need to create the data, say new, okay. The type you need to select as mixture, okay. Then these are the two components we are going to handle. Then specify the data type, which is TXY. You can choose any type of data that you have, experimental data that you have. Okay. Then you Then what is the pressure at which we have this data? 101.33 pascals. So we have set up the data. Then let me go to the next input screen and we need to provide the data. So the data is available here. So I will copy the temperatures. Let's say Control V. So remember the temperatures are in Kelvin. Similarly, X data. And then Y data. So automatically it will calculate the mole fraction of cyclohexane, which is 1 minus of mole fraction of benzene. Similarly, Y1, Y2. So once we create this data, then we will be in a position to go to regression. So like this, you should be in a position to enter the data either from experiment or from any literature that you would like to regress. Then by default, as you know, we will be always under analysis mode. So you try to go into regression mode by clicking here. Then say new. So automatically it names it as DR1. Say yes. Now this is the method that you would like to regress, and the data automatically we have created, so it will appear here. And we need to define, once this is complete, go to the next input screen. What is that you would like to do? We would like to calculate the binary interaction parameters for this uniQuack model. So already we have seen there are only the first set of parameters are 0, so I will be using 2. The second set of parameters, benzene and hexane. Similarly, binary parameter, again uniQuack. Second level of parameter between BJI, CH, cyclohexane and benzene. So these are the only parameters that we have. You can see here, Aij and Aj, this is the first, this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth. So depending on the model, whatever parameters that are involved, you need to select accordingly. This is the first. If you have Aij and Aj, you need to define 2 ones. one between benzene and cyclohexane, the other one between cyclohexane and benzene. So like that we can define. Now having defined this, I think we are in a position to run our regression. Okay, regression completed. Let us look at the results. So TXY diagram from regression results. Now you can see this is the actual data, the dots, experimental data that we have used, and this is how the model, unique model is fitting the data, right? So in this fashion, you should be in a position to regress and calculate whatever are the parameters that are involved. In fact, if you try to see the results, you were able to calculate the parameters involved in this model. Now, having done this, let me also use another method to regress and try to compare. Instead of unique, let us see if we use NRTL. Then once again, say next in order to identify the parameters that are involved. In addition to Bij and Bji, now we have Cij, only one. So Cij probably is equal to Cji, so there is only one. We need to update the parameters in our regression model. So go to regression input. Now instead of unique, I am selecting NRTL. Then parameters, automatically it has taken 2, 2 and 3. There is only third level parameter, only one is involved. So all the required information is complete. We should be in a position to run our program. Let's see the results, TXY diagram, regression results. This is how the NRTL is appearing. Let me see whether I can. There is only one. So this is how you should be in a position to calculate or change the temperature if you want. You can change the temperature and see. Both you can use. Actually matching with each other. Let me use. So like this, if you want, you can use any type of model and see how well that particular model is fitting the data, as well as you will be in a position to calculate the parameters involved in that model. So with this, I would like to close this session.